All right. Hi, Sherry. So what would you like to work on today?
I'd like to work on success within my business, financial abundance within my business.
Fantastic. When you think about the lack of financial success in your business, how does it make you feel? What emotion do you feel?
Um, s- Sometimes incompetent, not enough, not doing enough. Um, that's mostly what comes up for me. It's just this feeling of not really knowing what exactly to do.
So I'd like you to connect to that part of you um, that is in resistance to business success, right? So the conscious mind says, I want business success. But the reason why it's not happening is because in the subconscious, there is resistance to that. And we clear from the subconscious because that's what drives 95% of our lives. Okay. Now, the part of you that is in resistance to the success, how would she feel if you were extremely successful?
Um, Accomplished, secure. Um, there's a lot of like insecurity that comes up, but I would feel secure. I'd feel grateful, abundant, joyful. I still feel those things, but would love to be connected to my business with that feeling as well.
Yeah.
Uh, I'd feel strong and independent.
Let's go back to the insecurities. What would the insecurities be?
Um, it's mostly financial insecurity, insecurity of like not being a fraud in some way, of like not living up to my full potential, like
Yeah.
needing to step it up, letting myself down.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. So I'd like you can close your eyes if you want to, but I want you to connect to that part of you that feels like a fraud, that feels lost, that feels confused, that feels incompetent or incapable. Okay. We don't clear the positive emotions, just work on the negative and really connect to that part of you and allow those emotions to rise in the body, allow them to intensify in the body, feel the emotions. If anything, imagine there's a dial and turn that dial up to like 10 out of 10 strong, 100% strong on those emotions. And as those emotions intensify, notice where there is tension in the body, drop your awareness into that tension and just stay in that place. And if it moves, follow it. Okay, Sherry, how does that feel now?
Feels soft and light. Like it was really intense in my chest and my throat and my head. But it feels like more grounded.
More grounded?
It feels like there's more like calmness in that space.
More calmness in that space. Okay. I want you to think about being a fraud now. What comes up now?
It feels like that's an excuse that I tell myself. And that I really need to look past that because that's not true.
Yeah. It's not a belief, it's a lie. Right? Yeah. Okay, good. So now think about feeling incompetent or incapable or lost. What comes up now?
Kind of like the same thing with the fraud. Like there's a space for me to step into, but those those are just narratives that I've been holding on to that aren't true anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So now think about your business and business success. When you think about business success now, what comes up now?
Tenacity, consistency, outlook, perspective, um, grace. A feeling of gratitude uh, and possibility, potential.
Yeah. A way to think about, let's say, think about the amount of money you'd like to earn a year. Okay. You don't have to share with me what that is, but maybe think about your tax returns or think about, think about your gross income, right? In a year, how you would like that to be. Just go with your intuition if you don't know, right? Now, when you think about that number, what comes up?
Like, is that really possible? Am I going to be able to do that? Um, a little bit of disbelief, fantasy almost.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I want you to connect that part of you that is in disbelief and intensify that to 10 out of 10 strong, 100% strong. Imagine there's a dial on that disbelief, just crank up. Let that intensify, let that flood the body. Notice where the tension is in the body. Drop your awareness into that tension, stay there. Ikan ashina akar ukuro ukashi sikra akar koro kar sikna kana skra kar kora shi sikna ana akar ikan sikna kali kar kora shi kra askra kra skra kar koro shi sikna ikan askra kar koro shi kana skra kana ikra shi kar kar koro shi ikra askra skra koro shi ikra akar skra kar kando ukoshi kar skra kar kori kar kara ikan aishina ar skra ukoshi skra shi kra akar skra koro shi kar kara akarish skrakara koro ushi kana ana ikana ashi skrakara skrakara koshi kara akara ikari skrakando ukro ukoshi okay, how does that feel now?
It feels like more like structured, like it feels almost like there was a moment where I felt very playful, but it feels like it gained more structure. Like it felt like it wasn't like it was it didn't have foundation. And now it feels like more like there's foundation. Feels like more there's more shape to it. There's more play. Yeah, it feels like more confident.
Good. So now think about that same number, and you don't have to share with me. When you think about that number, what comes up now?
Possibly. There's a possibly there. There is a I can do this. That maybe it's not that far-fetched from this dream or this idea that I have.
How does it?
Attainable.
Good. Okay. When you think about that number, right, how does it feel in your body? What's the sensation that you feel in your body?
Like I want to dance. It makes me feel like wow. It brings joy, but also a sense of awareness, of like cautiousness, like of responsibility.
Okay. So money brings responsibility, huh?
Yes.
Let's work on that, right? Because that cautiousness and that responsibility can put us in resistance of attracting that number, right? So I want you to connect to that aspect of you that is cautious of the responsibility, okay? And just immerse yourself into that. Notice the emotions that come up in the body. Notice the tension when you just focus on the responsibility, the burdens, restrictions, limitations. And just stay there. How does that feel now?
It feels like that, like I feel still like scared about it. It doesn't feel as intense
Mm,
because it felt really intense. Like it felt like dark and scary and like um, almost like I wanted to like almost cry about it.
mm,
Now it still feels a little scary,
mm,
um, but it feels also like it doesn't have to be as scary.
mm. Okay. So I want you to connect to the fear. Okay, you're doing really well. Just connect with that fear, connect to that fear, drop into that fear, lean into that fear, dive into that fear, immerse yourself in that fear. Notice where the tension is, stay in that space. If it moves, follow it. How does that feel now?
Feels safe, like I'm held.
So now when you think about that number, what comes up now?
Excitement, excitement, confidence, ability, desire, um, and softness.
Good.
Like, it's not as rigid.
Yeah. Good. All right.
Thank you so much.